Welcome to Breaking Wire. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Imagine looking up and seeing thousands of tiny parachutes drifting down from the sky, each one carrying a strange cargo. These parachutes weren't delivering supplies or aid. They were dropping dead mice, each laced with a special toxin. It sounds like something out of a science fiction film, but this was a real military operation, carried out over the island of Guam. The story behind this unusual mission doesn't begin with mice, but with a snake, the brown tree snake, a stealthy invader that has completely upended Guam's delicate ecosystem. The brown tree snake is not native to Guam. Most experts believe it arrived in the aftermath of World War II, likely as an accidental stowaway aboard a military cargo ship traveling from other Pacific islands. Once it set foot on the island, the snake found an environment perfectly suited to its needs. No natural predators to keep it in check, an abundance of prey like birds and small mammals, and a warm, humid climate. The result was a population explosion of epic proportions. At its peak, there were an estimated 2 million brown tree snakes on Guam, with some areas seeing densities as high as 20 snakes per acre, an almost unimaginable number. Practically overnight, Guam became one of the most snake-infested places on the planet. Its forests and jungles crawling with these relentless predators. The snakes didn't stay hidden in the wild. They slithered into neighborhoods, invaded homes, and even climbed power lines, causing frequent blackouts and endless frustration for the people of Guam. This was far more than a simple nuisance. The brown tree snake crisis threatened the island's unique wildlife, disrupted the economy, and made daily life a constant struggle for residents. Faced with a disaster of this scale, government officials and scientists realized that only bold, innovative action could make a difference. That's how Guam became the stage for one of the most creative and desperate plans in the history of invasive species control. A battle fought with science, ingenuity, and airdropped mice. The battle for Guam's future had begun, and the world was watching to see if this tiny island could turn the tide against its most unwanted invader. The brown tree snake's greatest impact was on Guam's native wildlife, especially its birds. This invasive predator, accidentally introduced after World War II, found an island paradise with no natural enemies and an abundance of prey. The consequences would be devastating and far-reaching, changing Guam's ecosystem forever. Before the invasion, Guam's forests rang with birdsong. The air was alive with the calls of kingfishers, doves, and rails, each species playing a vital role in the island's delicate balance. But the snakes, expert climbers and hunters, wiped out 10 of 13 native forest bird species. Their stealth and agility allowed them to raid nests undetected, decimating populations in just a few decades. The loss of birds triggered a cascade. Spiders multiplied, their webs now 40 times more common than on nearby islands. Without birds to keep them in check, insect populations exploded, altering the very fabric of the forest. The forests fell silent, draped in webs, a haunting sign of ecological collapse. The once vibrant soundscape was replaced by an eerie quiet, broken only by the rustle of leaves and the hum of insects. The Guam rail, a flightless bird found nowhere else, vanished from the wild, surviving only in captivity. Its disappearance symbolized the fragility of island ecosystems and the irreversible damage invasive species can cause. The snakes didn't just devastate nature, they hit people too. Their climbing habits brought them into contact with human infrastructure, creating new and unexpected problems. Their climbing led to frequent power outages, costing millions in repairs and lost productivity. Entire neighborhoods could be plunged into darkness by a single snake, disrupting daily life and the island's economy. Guam became a critical containment zone, as officials feared the snakes could reach Hawaii, threatening even greater disaster. The risk of spreading to other Pacific islands loomed large, raising alarms across the region. The US government realized the stakes. This was about saving not just Guam, but the entire Pacific region. The fight against the brown tree snake became a top priority, drawing together scientists, officials, and local communities. The crisis demanded an unprecedented intervention. Innovative strategies and international cooperation would be needed to stop the snake's relentless advance. The stage was set for a bold new plan, one that could determine the fate of Guam's forests, its people, and the future of Pacific biodiversity. Facing a growing ecological disaster, U.S. agencies came together to launch an ambitious $8 million plan. one that would require innovation, coordination, and a bit of daring. Their mission, to fight the invasive brown tree snakes from the air, targeting the dense jungles of Guam, where the snakes had taken hold. The weapon of choice was unexpected: acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol. While harmless to most animals, it's deadly to brown tree snakes, making it a precise tool for this unique battle. Scientists carefully injected dead neonatal mice with a measured dose of acetaminophen, transforming them into irresistible, lethal bait designed specifically for the snakes. But a new challenge emerged. How could they deliver the bait high into the treetops, where the snakes slithered unseen? The answer came in the form of tiny cardboard parachutes, ingeniously designed to snag in the jungle canopy and deliver the bait exactly where it was needed. In December 2023, Salan in Dan Nin Stein and Dan Stein Star and Dan Thin Dine Stir helicopters soared over the island, dropping thousands of baited mice by parachute over strategic areas, with special focus on the region surrounding Andersen Air Force Base. The ultimate goal: to prevent snakes from sneaking onto planes and spreading to new islands, threatening even more ecosystems. It was a surreal and dramatic sight, science and military precision working hand in hand, united in a desperate bid to reclaim Guam's fragile environment. The world watched with anticipation as the operation unfolded, drawing attention from scientists, conservationists, and the public alike. Would this bold and audacious plan finally turn the tide in the battle against the brown tree snake? The answer would shape Guam's future. As the parachutes drifted down, hope flickered across Guam. For years, residents had endured blackouts and the constant threat of snakes. The aerial drop was the first real offensive strike. Scientists aimed to create snake-free buffer zones around key sites, hoping to protect wildlife and infrastructure. The plan was designed to be safe for pets and other animals, with the bait suspended out of reach. If successful, it could become the foundation for a broader eradication effort. But not everyone was convinced. Some doubted a few thousand mice could dent a population of millions. Animal rights groups protested, calling the plan cruel and risky for non-target species. The operation became a flashpoint, hopeful for some, controversial for others. The stakes and the scrutiny had never been higher. 10. A year later, scientists returned to assess the results. The outcome: mixed. Snake activity dropped in treated areas, but the overall population barely budged. The dense jungle made even coverage impossible, and the snake's rapid reproduction offset many gains. The operation proved aerial baiting could work and was safe for the environment, but it wasn't a silver bullet. The lesson: fighting an entrenched invader is far harder than anyone hoped. The dream of a quick fix faded, replaced by the reality of a long, grinding battle. Still, the experiment provided valuable data for future efforts. The war was far from over, but now at least, there was a blueprint. 11. The mousedrop's modest results revealed the true challenge. Brown tree snakes are elusive, prolific, and nearly impossible to eradicate. Their nocturnal arboreal habits make them hard to find and count. Even a 90% reduction can be undone by rapid breeding. Control requires relentless, sustained effort and funding. Critics, especially PETA, condemn the poisoning as inhumane, sparking ethical debates about invasive species control. Other methods, snake-proof fences, traps, and detector dogs, were added to the arsenal, but each had limits. The fight became a complex, multi-pronged campaign. Guam's war on snakes was now a test of endurance and ingenuity. The 2013 mouse drop wasn't a knockout, but it changed the game. Scientists refined aerial baiting, improved tracking, and expanded drops to strategic zones. The focus shifted from eradication to long-term management and containment. New tools, better toxins, improved baits, and detector dogs helped slow the snake's spread to other islands. Guam's forests remain quiet, but the worst has been prevented. The snakes haven't invaded Hawaii or other Pacific islands. The fight is now about protecting key areas and slowly reducing the population. The story of Guam's snake war is a lesson in the power and limits of human intervention. It's a testament to persistence, creativity, and the hard truths of ecological repair. The battle continues, with hope for a future where Guam's wounds can finally begin to heal. 10.